All right. Have you guys heard the boba controversy with Simu Liu? Cultural appropriation, they say. All right, here's the quick version. This guy's on the Canadian version of Shark Tank called Dragon's Den. This company comes in and they're like, we make bubble tea. And he goes, how dare you appropriate my culture because I'm Asian. I will not invest in this. And then you may be thinking, oh, Tim certainly is going to defend this company. I mean, these people were accused of cultural appropriation by this guy. No, they apologized. And they made this post where they were like, we're so sorry for culturally appropriating and we're going to learn our lesson. And I'm just like, all of you go away. But Simu Liu, boy, this is the most cringe-inducing thing. And I have but one thing to say. I'm going to play this clip for you, and then we're going to rag on this actor guy. He's in Marvel movies. He's in a TV show. This guy is, I believe he's Chinese. Well, here's how I describe it, my friends. I am but a quarter Asian. But a quarter. People say I'm half. I never said I was half. I'm 5% Japanese, by the way. 20% Korean. And that means that I got my foot in the door, all right? I'm not in Asian culture, only a little bit. But I am going to put my foot in that door and hold it open for every white MFer who wants to come inside. You are hereby given a pass by someone who doesn't qualify, according to people like this, to enjoy Asian culture and do whatever you want. Because I look at this stuff and it's so cringe. Here you go.
I am studying your can and I am looking for anything that tells me where boba came from. And where boba came from is Taiwan. You know, I started this venture company for a lot of reasons, but really primarily to uplift minority entrepreneurs. And not only do I feel like this is not happening here, but that I would be uplifting a business that is profiting off of something that feels so dear to my cultural heritage. I want to be a part of bringing boba to the masses, but not like this. So for that reason, I'm out.
Thanks.
Respect that. Like this.
Respect that.
It makes me sad how successful this business is. It makes me sad that people are, you know, they're drinking boba with a raccoon with a sun.
It doesn't mean that they don't have the opportunity to change and do that.
That's true, but there has to be a willingness, and I have to be able to invest in these founders knowing that, that change is possible.
These people are psychopaths. This is a narcissistic psychopath who thinks you must adhere to his worldview no matter what.
They didn't say no. The collaboration that they've had to this point is with their supplier in Taiwan. And if nobody else has told them that before, you can't put that all on them.
Nope. Nope. Okay, first of all, this is a Taiwanese, this is a Canadian company. I believe it's Canadian. And they have a distribution deal with a Taiwanese company. So this is actually distribution for a Taiwanese boba where boba originated. And this is woke psychopathy. This dude, Simu Liu, is like, he's Chinese. I don't know if he's Taiwan. You know, China and Taiwan are, let's see, he was born in Harbin, China. And Taiwanese individuals are, I believe, of the same ethnicity with mainland Chinese because separation is only political. But, you know, a lot of people have pointed out, and I'm sorry, I'm going to have to bring this up. You know what, here, I got to do this. Kim's Convenience, where Simu Liu, a Chinese man, portrayed a Korean man, you racist. Look, this is the psychotic behavior these people engage in. I'm pissed off, okay? I am livid at this man, and I demand an apology. I demand an apology from Simu Liu over this whole boba fiasco because he dared to play a Korean on TV when he knew he's Chinese. Koreans and Chinese people are not the same. Korean people are not Japanese people. Korean people have their own history. You know, my family struggle through the oppression of China and Japan. And here, this guy thinks he's going to play Kim's Convenience. What do they say? A Korean-Canadian Kim family running a convenience store, and they dare. Could you imagine this? Could you? I really do. I want to point this out. Could you imagine if they had a German guy play an Englishman with a German accent? Well, okay, not really. Let's and they do. I'm kidding. But let's say you took I don't know, a Polish dude, and then made a show where you're like, he's from Spain, and they had him speak Japanese. You just be like, okay, that guy's clearly Polish. He looks different. My point is this. In Canada, or I should say in like Western culture, a lot of people can't tell the difference between the different Asian, ethnicities, right? Someone who's Vietnamese looks different to someone who's Chinese or Japanese. Japanese tend to have paler skin. Not always, but sometimes. And they look different. They do. But for people who are from the United States and from Europe, and they're accustomed to growing up around mainly white people, maybe some Middle Eastern, some black, and Asian actually is one of the smallest minorities. It is true that a lot of white people don't know the difference between various Asian cultures, exemplified, of course, by one of our favorite shows, King of the Hill, where Hank Hill calls Khan Chinese. He's like, are you Chinese or Japanese? And he's like, I'm Laotian. And he's like, so are you Chinese or Japanese? Because the idea was that this hokey family guy just didn't know. I'm not offended by it, right? But how are you going to attack somebody who starts a company and say, I'm so sad they're succeeding? You're mad someone's selling bubble tea? Dude, I don't care if a Japanese guy sells schnitzel in lederhosen. I literally don't. Hey, guess what? I'm also part German. I don't care. I'm also Irish. I'm also a little French and Dutch, little bits in there. I could care less if a Mexican guy makes escargot. I don't understand why these people are such narcissists that they think they are allowed to do whatever they want, but everyone else must bend to them. He's like, I'm so sad they're succeeding. Now, okay, let's talk about the company. Boba Company apologizes. Why are you apologizing? Okay, I'm going to stop you right there, Boba Company. I give you a free pass. I'm not Taiwanese. Don't care. As someone who doesn't, he has, as someone who has Chinese background, has more claim to Taiwan than I do. And then what happens is, I kid you not, these leftists tell me I'm not Asian enough because it's hypocrisy. If I came out and said Simu is correct and we Asians are a proud people and we are angry at our culture being stolen, they'd cheer me on. But when I say you are allowed to enjoy bubble tea, there's bubble tea everywhere. I can pop over to Leesburg, get some Korean barbecue. I kid you not. Gogi 92, one of our favorite Korean barbecue places, and you cross the street and there's Bubbleology and they got bubble tea and I enjoy it. So here I am in this white suburban epicenter. All I can see is a sea of white faces. And you know what? I've never cared one bit. It's the weirdest thing in the world to me that there are people who are standing around being like, oh, look at all these white people in a country that's predominantly white. I don't care. And I walk into a bubble tea place and there's a white guy. He's like 18. He's like, what can I get for you? And I'm like, I'll take the brown sugar bubble tea, please. And they go right away and they make it for me. And I'm like, thank you very much. And then I drink and enjoy my bubble tea. Actually, no, it's Mochi Nut that has the brown sugar one. Bubbleology. They got a bunch. Actually, I think they're healthier because they do the no sugar ones. That's what I always get. So you get, like cream in it. But then I just love this because I go to the Korean. I go to the Korean barbecue place and the servers there, we love them. They're dressed up like Naruto characters wearing the Akatsuki clothing. If you don't know what that is, just don't worry about it. But that's Japanese, okay? That is anime from Japan, not Korea, and it's Korean barbecue. Americans just enjoy the plethora of Asian cultures, okay? If I was in Japan and they had a European market and it was like you could get schnitzel and they were wearing French clothing, I'd laugh and I'd just be like, it's whatever, man. Like, that's just Europe. It's like they're showing European things. The issue I take is that these companies apologize. I'm not going to be a fan of them. And that these cultural appropriation people think they have a right to tell other people what they can or can't enjoy, especially when it's a Taiwanese company that's making all of this. So they're going to mention on Thursday's episode of Shark Tank show Dragon's Den, a Quebec-based bubble tea company called Baba, B-O-B-B-A, was seeking $1 million in exchange for 18% of the company. Liu appeared on the show's first. Can I do this? Can I give you the $1 million? No, you apologize. I'm not going to give you anything. Bubble tea or boba is traditionally a Taiwanese tea-based drink with tapioca balls. It's exploded in popularity around the world. It's become so mainstream that in 2021, Dunkin' added popping bubbles to its summer menu. Introducing their product, Fernet described bubble tea as a trendy, sugary drink and intimated that consumers never quite sure about its content. Liu, known for his roles in Shang-Chi, blah, 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 interrupted the point in the pitch to say, hang on. I am quite sure about its content, but continue. I am quite sure about its content. Fizit said the company has transformed this beloved beverage into a convenient, healthier, ready-to-drink experience using 3 simple ingredients: high quality tea, fruit juice, and popping boba. I'm going to pause. Simu is pretending to be offended. When I go to bubble tea places, and I don't know what it is. I say, do you do added sugar? Is the powder mix you put in the milk? So a lot of places will do whole milk and a sugar powder, and then they'll put it in the shaker. Then they'll add the bobas to it, and then they put the thing in, it seals the top, and then you stick the straw in it. And my question is, are you adding sugar syrup to the boba? Yes. Are you adding sugar in the mix? Some say yes, some say no. Sometimes you can say no. See, I don't know what's in it. I'd like a healthier version. After taking a sip from the bottle, he pushed back on the idea of disturbing the bubble tea market and presented the possibility of cultural appropriation. There's an issue of taking something that's very distinctly Asian in its identity and, quote unquote, making it better, he said. He was referencing the racist stereotype of Asian foods being dirty. You know what, man? Do you guys know what gutter oil is? There's a documentary. You can watch it. In China, they harvest oil from the trash, filter it out and boil it, and then reuse it for food. And who knows what it is? Not to mention, dude, come on, man. I like Chinese food the same as everybody else. But if you're taking wads of chicken, battering them, deep frying them, spattering sugar all over them, and then giving people fried rice. Yo, I love Panda Express. It is good stuff. But it's making people fat. It is not very healthy. So when I go, I don't do the rice. You know, I do keto. But I haven't been in a while. But I'll do let me get some steamed chicken or something. And they have pepper chicken, and it's not got as much sugar in it. Studying the can, Liu said, I'm looking for anything that tells me where boba came from. And where boba came from is Taiwan. Oh, I just love this cringe. Is this it? Is this the apology? What is this? Minas offered Frissette and Fernet. They requested $1 million for 18% of the company, and they accepted. Oh, okay, that's cool. In response, Fitz said the company's popping boba makes the product not ethical, and Minas agreed, saying that's what made the beverage new. But even though bubble tea is commonly associated with tapioca pearls, popping boba is certainly not new. It's been in the Asian bubble tea menus for decades, blah, blah, blah. Since the show aired, it's been met with serious backlash on social media, with many commentators saying it felt like spa water controversy all over again. Liu released a statement posted by Dragon's Den saying it's never, ever okay to harass or threaten people on the internet or in person. You know what, dude? You are a vapid, egotistical narcissist, and you have no right to tell people what they're allowed to enjoy, okay? And Baba Officiel Quebec, you should not have apologized. I'm done ranting on this. Who cares? It's bubble tea. Thanks for hanging out. Follow me on X and Instagram at Timcast. Become a member at timcast.com, and we'll see you all in the next segment.